Your key takeaway, and I think for many investors is right now, what are the priorities? And that's it. The priority right now is Robotaxi, but for a greater good, for a broader, cheaper offering.
Yeah, I was talking with some of our colleagues at BNEF, and I think, the idea that maybe what Elon may make the case to Wall Street tomorrow is we already have a $25,000 car. He will be spinning when he says that. But when you sort of take into account gas savings and tax credits and so on and so forth, the Model 3, after the price cuts of the last year plus, is getting pretty darn close to that. And so, I think that what we'll see from Tesla in the months to come is this attempt to kind of, further emphasize the value that they're offering with the Model 3 and the Model Y. Per Ed's reporting, apply some of the work that's going into the platform that they want to use to underpin the Robotaxi to bring the Model 3 and Model Y costs down even further. I think the real question is whether or not that's going to cut it for Wall Street.
Yeah.
Because they want to see some new products.
We tried to give some clarity on that. We tried to give some clarity on the layoffs. And the way that one source put it to me is deliveries were down 20% sequentially in the first quarter. So Musk turned around to the other bosses and said, if deliveries are down 20%, let's just cut headcount 20%. Not for any reason to do with cost saving necessarily, but this is like the Elon Musk playbook, Craig, right? And when you edited the big take, I hope that you got the sense that this is Elon Musk pulling the strings on this.
Yeah, and it takes me back a little bit to the Walter Isaacson biography where, I feel like the word delete was in that book, at least 50 times in terms of, whenever, Tesla or SpaceX or these various companies that he runs, run into trouble, he just comes in and wants to cut everything and get rid of everything and question why, companies are doing things, building things. Why do we need that part or component, or why are we doing this process? I think the question is, whether he's sort of cut to the bone here. And, we're even sort of seeing some questioning of whether or not he's effectively doing that in these price cuts over the weekend, whether there are going to be any earnings left in China, in terms of how far they've gone with the Model 3 and the Model Y in that market.
And I mean, the key point here, Craig, is we all think about this bigger picture and then look ahead to the micro. Little over 24 hours, Ed, we get the earnings.
Yeah, I mean, just shout out to Craig and to Dana. In 24 hours, we will have earnings bingo again. And we'll find out on what I would say is probably one of the most important earnings statements and calls in Tesla's history, because investors just want some clarity on what the strategy is. Craig, in one word or one sentence, what are you watching for?
I just, as much hype around AI and full self-driving as we can possibly imagine. I think that's the expectation, because there aren't many other cards to play.